Okay, Year 11, we've got about 2 hours left until GCSE Biology Paper 2, so here's some last minute advice. You already know that the required practicals are more likely to come up than any other single topic in the GCSE. If you're taking AQA GCSE Combined Science, then there are only 2 required practicals in Biology Paper 2. You're basically guaranteed a question on either the ruler drop test for testing reaction time or quadrat sampling. Both of those experiments have sources of random error. Not systematic, not zero, but random error. That means you need to repeat the experiment multiple times, remove anomalies, and then calculate a mean. It's not enough to just say repeat the experiment. That won't get you the mark. For both of these experiments, remember mix dry. You're going to modify, in other words, change the independent variable, and if you have to plot a graph, that goes on the x-axis. That spells mix. Then dry is for the dependent variable, which is the thing you record. You write it down when you've seen how it changes, and if you plot a graph, that goes on the y-axis. If you're testing how something like caffeine affects reaction time, then remember you're going to need 2 people to do the experiment. And it's really important that the person who is administering the test doesn't count down before they drop the ruler. If they did that, then you'd be able to anticipate when they were going to drop it and it wouldn't be a test of your reaction time. If you're doing the sampling, then remember that a quadrat is a square or rectangular frame. Don't say it's a grid, that's not credit-worthy, even though lots of quadrats do have grids inside them. If you're carrying out random sampling, then you need to actually have a way of randomly placing the quadrat. And throwing it over your shoulder is not random. You need to use 2 tape measures to make a grid with lots of squares and then randomly decide which squares you're going to sample. So that could be using a random number generator or by throwing some dice. The more quadrats you sample, the more accurate your data will be. Also, remember in this paper to watch out for sneaky maths marks. You're very likely to need to work out the area of a square or a rectangle or a regular shape for this quadrat sampling question, or to calculate percentages, or to give your answer to a certain number of significant figures or decimal places. Good luck, Year 11, you've got this.